Hello, and welcome to the monthly calorie tracking tool resource that I'm going to be taking you through a brief walkthrough of today. We are going to be starting on this how-to guide of the first tab. It's going to give you some instructions for how to really use this tool in the best way possible, starting by making a copy so that you have your very own personalized version. After that, the next step is going to be calculating what your calorie intake should be if you don't already know it. So opening this tab here is going to bring you to being able to do just that. I would recommend sending me your information once you get this, just so I can look everything over, make sure nothing looks totally crazy with your calorie intake. It shouldn't, but sometimes you might just miscalculate something that could throw everything off. So I just want to be sure that you are getting the appropriate calories that you need. After that, you're going to then take that information you get and plug it into this tab here. So you have your target calories. This is an example. You are free to change that once you make your own copy. Then you have your goals here. So starting with a small measurable goal, I would say anywhere from like 5 to 10 pounds to start, or maybe 1 to 2% body fat at a time. And then you can always readjust and change that moving forward. Then over here, you have your macronutrients. So your proteins, your fats, your carbs, and your fats. So having all of that information that you will again receive from this calculator here. Then with the date, it's pretty self-explanatory, but you'll put your date here. So if you're starting today, it is the 9th. So I'll put 2/9, my calorie intake, 1,800 calories. And then my macros, I would put in here. And you can, for your macros, put the proteins in grams, the carbs in grams, and then the fats in grams. And when you're putting this information in, you're not putting in what your intended protein, carbs, and fats were. You're putting in what you actually ate in this specific day. Then the next tab here is your daily weigh-in. So this is where I'm really excited about this. This is where you're going to track your daily weight. And if you haven't watched my video on why I think this is important to track your daily weight, then let me know. I will get that over to you. But basically, every day you weigh in, you're going to put those numbers in here. And as you see, the average will go down depending on how many you have. So trying to get those full 7 days of weigh-ins. And if you don't have the 7 days, I wouldn't recommend putting that average number in, just because it's going to kind of throw off things moving forward, throw off this trend line here. But the goal is, over the course of a couple months, you should see this trend line over here start to go down, right? You might have some times where it fluctuates up and down and kind of stays the same, but over time, we'll see that trend start to go down if your goal is weight loss, and start to go up if your goal is weight gain, or maintain with those little fluctuations here and there. So this tool, really hoping you utilize it, because I think it's really going to help you see the progress that you're making, help you see the fluctuations that our body naturally has. And this way you can just start to utilize the data for what it is supposed to be used for, which is just observation, learning, and me as your coach being able to see where the inconsistencies are, or where we might need a little bit more support, especially when it comes to this tab here. The best thing you can do is just be as consistent as possible, because that's really going to help me understand if what I'm encouraging you to do or helping you to do is actually working or not. So if you're feeling like this is like a lot to put on yourself right now, let's talk through it, because I can understand that perspective and understand that viewpoint. But more than anything, I want you to just push past those comfort zones and know how much this can actually help you on your fitness journey. So that is it for today. There's some best practices here where I mentioned consistency and some other things, but ultimately, this is the number one best practice. Consistency is key. So enjoy this tool. Let me know if there's any way you see that I can make this better, because I do intend to expand on this tool as time goes on. So anything you think that would be more helpful, I would love to hear it. But until then, shoot me a message if you have any questions, and enjoy.